my friends, a big welcome back to A Drill and a Dream. I am working on the garden today a little bit. I've been noticing that it's starting to work its way in the grass. It's like a constant problem. So I wanted to edge it and weed it a little bit. And then what I am hoping to do is put a stone border along the front of the garden here. I'm hoping that that might help a little bit with the grass moving its way inside. My big goal for the garden eventually is to take the little stones. So I'll show you what I have over here. So I need to weed eat, but as you can see, I have all of these stones and they are just sitting here on the ground. My goal eventually, probably for both gardens, but definitely for the front garden, is to, instead of having them sitting here, I want to dig in so that they're like standing up, and that I feel like will make it more of a barrier for the grass. And I think that that will hopefully help with that issue. But it looks nice anyway. So eventually that is my plan, but right now the ground is so dry and I think it would be really, really hard to dig down enough to put the stuff in. So what I'm thinking is it might help a little bit just to lay them down. So I want to do that today, and then next year my thought is that if they're all laying here in the spring, it will be easier to dig down when I'm like starting the garden for the year and the ground is all wet and everything, and then I can just flip them straight up and down because they'll be all here, and same for that garden, and really try to make a good barrier for next year. So that's my thought for today. Do a good edging, get new stones to put down, and I just think it'll look really cute and help a little bit with the weeds. I'm taking baby steps building up to the big stone projects that I have planned, hopefully in the coming weeks. But also no guarantees because things are getting really busy around here, and the more the more August goes by, I'm starting to look at my list of things that I want to do this season, and I'm like, okay, well, this doesn't have to be done this season. This doesn't have to be done this season. You know, it's hard. I want to get everything done and be as motivated as possible, but I also realize that, you know, I've got a whole lifetime, so I shouldn't stress too much about getting everything done this summer. So I'll do what I can, and we'll go from there. So I've got a pile of stones. I've got two piles actually from the rock wall. One that were like really nice flat stones and one that were not as nice for like the patio. And so I'm going to use the not as nice ones, hopefully, to line the garden and save the better ones for like the flat floor stuff. So I'm actually a little confused because the pile that I just got those stones from was what I thought was where I put the worst stones. I mean, I guess they are worse, but they're still really nice. Like a lot of these, not that one, but a lot of these are really, I guess they are not the best, but they're pretty nice flat stones. I am genuinely very blessed with flat stones at this house. However, they do also have their downsides because the ground is so full of stones that like digging anything is treacherous. But I'm gonna just give this like a good healthy edge, and because I want to have enough room to actually put the stones without covering up the plants as well. And I think I have some more mulch, so maybe putting an extra bag of mulch would be a benefit at this time of year to cover up more space, and then put the rocks on top of it. It really hasn't been terrible for weeds. It definitely grows in from the grass, but I don't weed it that often, and I think that it stayed decent, all things considered, so I can't complain. Man, it is hot. I'm gonna run in and grab some water. I absolutely love my Deslock locks. Finally, a lock that doesn't require me to worry about losing my keys. But the previous one had a small issue. You needed a separate gateway to enable remote control. This time, Deslock sent me their brand new D110 Plus built-in Wi-Fi smart lock, and it's priced under $100, which makes it super affordable, unlike other Wi-Fi smart locks which cost over $200 and $300. It goes directly into any deadbolt hole, and it took me only about 15 minutes to install. It has an auto door open direction sense and an auto lock setting. The coolest part about this lock, you get 6 different ways to unlock it. Fingerprint, PIN codes, IC cards, physical keys, and of course, your phone. Maybe it's just me, but I've definitely crawled through a window or two in my time. And yes, it still works with Alexa and Google Assistant if you use them. All of this for under $100 is seriously impressive. Last but not least, you can connect it directly to your Wi-Fi and control everything through the Deslock app. You can lock and unlock your door with just a tap, and the app clearly walks you through setting up your fingerprints, PIN codes, and other features like auto lock, passage mode, and emergency access. What I love most is that you can check whether your door is unlocked right from the app. So if I'm lying in bed wondering if I forgot to lock the door, I can just look at my phone to make sure instead of having to run downstairs. If you're tired of losing your keys or just want the peace of mind knowing that your door is secure, definitely check out Deslock and their D110 Plus smart lock. I have genuinely enjoyed having these on my doors. They're total game changers and totally worth the price. You can check out my link in the description below and use my code for an early bird discount. Okay, now comes the fun part. I have no idea how many rocks I'm going to need. Probably a lot more than this. Does give it such a nice, like, more defined look, which I really appreciate. This has got to help, like, somewhat, I think, with the grass. It's just got it. Either way, it looks really nice. So I'll probably need maybe like 10 or 12 more to finish it. Guys, bad news for me. I'm just looking here at the garden from this angle, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to do a little bit more work because it really seems like they should go across the front here as well. So that's a bummer for me because I'm feeling kind of lazy today, but I think that would look really nice. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm so excited. We literally have just enough. I don't know. Obviously, it's going to have the most perfect look. Maybe I should put a couple more and go back here. It's not great, but it's going to have the most completed look when I have this little area patioed. But let me tell you one thing. After, I wish I could break that. After doing even just that and doing the edging and stuff, the ground is so dry and it really is difficult to work with. It doesn't make me super excited to do the patios, and I was already lacking motivation, so it's not a great thing for me. Okay. But like I said, I'm not having my most motivated day today, so maybe on another day I'll feel slightly more, full of energy. I think it's just kind of hot today. There you go, that's decent. Hey, I think that looks really cute though. It definitely gives it a more defined border all the way across. And like I said, I love the idea of, in the spring, when the ground is softer and easier to work with, digging a bigger trench so that I can put these up and down and give more of a barrier for the, if it's dug down deeper, give more of a barrier for the grass to grow, and also more of a place to be able to weed eat against, because it's hard with any garden situation to weed eat, but also not to get all of the weed eating stuff in the garden, just totally defeating the purpose. But yeah, this looks so cute. That little home, oh my goodness, every time I look at it, I'm just like, wow, how cute is that? We made that together. Looks so adorable. So thanks guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you love the new garden look. I'm going to clean up all of these edgings and then I'm going to call it quits for the day and just enjoy my beautiful home and maybe sit on the porch for a while. The porch is amazing. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys next time on A Drill and a Dream as we continue to do fun and exciting things and improvements here at the house. See you later.